The Great Reef Rescue.
Deep beneath the sparkling waves, Nemo the clownfish was having a very busy morning. He loved to zoom through the water, his bright orange and white stripes flashing like a little underwater race car. Whoosh! He cried, darting past a forest of swaying sea anemones. Suddenly, Nemo came to a sudden halt. Right in front of him sat a very unusual crab. He had a round, red body and a fancy bow tie made of green seaweed. "Slow down there, young fellow," the crab chuckled, waving a large claw in greeting. "I'm Nemo," the fish said, his tail wiggling with excitement. "And who are you?" The crab straightened his seaweed bow tie and stood tall on his 6 spindly legs. "I am Barnaby," he replied, "the most well-dressed crab in the Great Reef." Their happy meeting was interrupted by Kai, a wise old fish with shimmering scales. Kai looked very worried. "Nemo, Barnaby," he called out, "something terrible has happened. The great glow shell has become stuck deep inside the kelp maze." Kai explained that without the glow shell, the reef would lose its magic. "Look," Kai whispered, pointing toward the distance. The vibrant colors of the coral were beginning to turn a dull, dusty gray. "We need the shell's light to keep our home beautiful." Nemo looked at Barnaby. "We have to help. Let's go to the kelp maze." Nemo began to swim toward the dark, tall shadows of the giant seaweed, but Barnaby stayed where he was, his claws trembling just a little bit. "The kelp maze is very big and very tickly," Barnaby whispered, adjusting his bow tie nervously. "I'm just a small crab with a fancy tie. What if I get lost in all those twisting green leaves?" Nemo swam back and circled his new friend. "Don't worry, Barnaby. I'm fast and you're brave. We can do it if we stay together." Nemo gave a cheerful flip of his tail, making Barnaby smile. Together, they entered the kelp maze. The tall, green plasticine leaves reached all the way up to the surface. It was like swimming through a giant underwater forest. "Keep close," Nemo called out as they turned a sharp corner. But the maze was trickier than it looked. As Nemo zipped around a thick stem, a tangle of sticky seaweed caught his fins. "Oh no," he cried, wiggling as hard as he could. "I'm stuck. I can't move." Barnaby heard Nemo's cry and rushed forward as fast as his legs would carry him. He saw his friend trapped in the green vines. "Hold still, Nemo," Barnaby shouted, forgetting all about being scared. Barnaby reached the tangle and used his sharp, strong claws. Snip, snap. One by one, he cut through the seaweed vines. With a final pop, Nemo was free. "Thank you, Barnaby," Nemo cheered. "You really are a hero." They pushed deeper into the maze until they found a giant, heavy rock. Tucked right underneath it was a beautiful pearly shell. "There it is," Nemo whispered. "The great glow shell. But it's trapped under that big stone." Barnaby looked around and spotted a long, sturdy piece of driftwood wedged in the sand. "I have an idea," he exclaimed. He scurried over and grabbed the wood with both claws. "We can use this as a lever." Nemo pushed the driftwood under the rock while Barnaby pressed down with all his weight. 1, 2, 3, heave! They grunted together. Slowly, the heavy gray rock began to tilt upward. With a loud thud, the rock rolled away. The great glow shell was finally free. Nemo nudged it gently with his nose, and the shell began to shimmer with a soft, warm light. Suddenly, the light grew brighter and brighter. Barnaby covered his eyes with his claws as the shell erupted into a brilliant gold. The light was so warm and bright that it started to fill the entire kelp maze. The light traveled out of the maze and across the whole reef. As it touched the gray corals, they instantly turned back into bright pinks, purples, and greens. "Look," Nemo shouted to a passing fish. "The colors are back." All the animals of the reef gathered around. Kai and Bubba led the cheering as Nemo and Barnaby emerged from the maze with the glowing shell. "Hooray for Nemo! Hooray for Barnaby!" they shouted in a bubbly chorus. Nemo and Barnaby sat together in the center of the beautiful glowing reef. "We make a pretty good team," Barnaby said, straightening his bow tie once more. Nemo nodded happily. "The best team. We'll be best friends forever."